널 계속 봐도 grace 어딜 가던 way 성에 사는 공주같이 난 fly 널 계속 봐도 grace 어딜 가던 way you breathe free oh yeah
The neon lights of Luna's arcade flickered in vibrant hues, illuminating the cheerful chaos within. The air was filled with laughter, the clattering of games and the faint scent of popcorn mingling with cotton candy. In the heart of this small wonderland stood a photo booth, clad in shadows and adorned with playful stickers. With a bright smile and an oversized bow headband, Kim Wyan slipped inside, blissfully unaware of the nightmare just outside. Wyan had always seen herself as the embodiment of joy in a world with chaos. At 27, she worked as an art teacher, specializing in creating beauty from though the weight of responsibility often called her away from the simplicity of youth. Tonight, however, she was free, a moment to capture her spirit in a flurry of poses for her Instagram. A loud clatter echoed through the arcade, momentarily shaking her concentration. Shrugging it off, she struck her first pose, a cheeky wink and a finger gesture. Click. The instant reminder of her carefree spirit through her. She shifted her weight, adjusting her collar and grinning at the camera. Pose after pose, she enjoyed herself enough to forget about the outside world until the scream shattered the air like glass breaking. Her heart raced as instinctively she poked her head out of the booth. What she saw sent chills racing down her spine. A man was holding its growl echoing against the delighted laughter of nearby patrons. It wasn't some Halloween prank. The glint in the man's eyes told her this was very real, and the figure at his feet was showing neither signs of nor hope. Panicking, Wyan retreated back inside the booth, pressing her palms against her mouth to her. The lights inside flickered dimly, contrasting the cacophony of life outside. She was alone. Surely he hadn't seen her. It was just a booth. This was just a game, right? Except the footsteps, they were getting closer. With eyes tightly shut, her ears hoping against hope that the glamour would simply pass her by. But when she opened her eyes moments later, the man was looming at the entrance of the booth, jawline outlined in the flickering light. His dark hair fell just above his intense hazel eyes, radiating an undeniable charm despite the actions moments before. "Oh my god!" she screamed, her breath catching in her throat. "Please!" she sobbed, scrambling to the back of the booth. "Please don't me, I'll do anything." His curled into a smile, seemingly unfazed by her tears. "Relax, pretty thing. I'm not going to. You." He leaned in closer, brushing against her cheek, and the strange juxtaposition of fear and attraction sent her heart racing in a way she never expected. The timer for the last photo was ticking away like time itself was melting into the chaos. Suddenly, instead of bringing a closer with the gentleness that belied his previous actions, he cheek. The shock washed over her as the camera went off, capturing that surreal moment. With practiced casualness, he whipped around, gathering the printed snapshot and held it up. "We look like an adorable couple, don't we?" He smiled, widening as he studied her expression, a mix of fear and reluctant. Her head shook, walls closing in as a strange sense of familiarity washed over her. I guess." "Calm down, honey. Just a little misunderstanding." He fished a pen out of his pocket, and in a motion so smooth, writing his number on the back of the photo felt like from a dream. "Call me," he said, placing the snapshot on her fingers a heartbeat longer than necessary. Through the haze of confusion and disarray, the thrill of momentary into a low buzz of exhilaration. The air thickened with irony. She wasn't just afraid, but entranced. As she glanced up to protest, she froze. His hazel eyes were on her, the intensity making her pulse race. "I can't wait for my to be." His gaze darkening with delight. But just as quickly as that, electricity charged the air, the sirens wailed in the distance. This wasn't a game anymore. As he met her eyes with a glimmer of mischief, he winked and stepped back into the shadows, disappearing before the word came back. "Call me, all right, love?" His voice echoed, leaving her trembling and clutching the photo, unsure of the turning tides in her heart. Days stretched into weeks following that night. Ryan had shoved the photo into her art supplies, trying to forget that encounter. Yet something stirred within her, a yearning intermingled with fear. She charmed students with tales of adventure, but often found her mind drifting back to the man in the booth with the who was he? What was he? The lines blurred between horror and something inexplicable. Curiosity clawed at her until it felt raw. With a resigned sigh, she retrieved the snapshot from her supplies, staring into the handsome stranger's eyes, battling the turmoil of emotions. That night, in a moment of abandon, she found herself selecting his number and pressed call. Her heart raced as it rang through, once, twice, and then he answered. "Hello, darling. I was hoping you'd call." "Why did you?" He interrupted her, his voice silky like honey. "I wanted to see if the girl with the cute bow would ever dare step outside her comfort zone." "What do you mean?" she demanded, half challenging, half. "Don't play. I saw your spirit, hidden but waiting to emerge. How about we meet for coffee?" he suggested, excitement twinkling in his voice. Staring at the photo again, Vine felt something shift. Perhaps it was, or perhaps it was taking control of her own story. "Sure," she replied, half, about the thrill unfolding before her. Days turned into chaotic anticipation, and soon the date arrived. Vine dressed carefully, dressing every inch of her in confidence. Meeting a man who danced on the edge of darkness wasn't something she took lightly. She couldn't quell the electric thrill racing through her. When she entered the quaint coffee shop, a mix of warmth and filled the air, and there he was, greeting her with an easy smile, both charming and "I see you made it," he greeted, his gaze roving appreciatively over her outfit. "I thought you might just be a haunting memory," she replied, feeling, "In this life, I'm a fantasy. You just need the courage to indulge." He winked, gesturing to a seat across from him. The conversation wove through light, dark, and unraveling the enigma of his life while intertwining their fates. With each revelation about his past, a wild life colored in shades of rebellion, Vine found her fascination deepening rather than waning. The fear had somehow transformed into a tug-of between attraction and caution, with the part of him that both and captivated her. I want to see the world through your eyes, Ryan, he said, leaning closer, the air between them thickening. Meet me tonight, bring that spirit, and let's find some shadows to dance in. The thrill through her, and unexpected inside her. Maybe there was a chance for exploration beyond mere comfort. Heart racing, she nodded, not entirely sure if she was ready for this adventure. That night, Ryan stood enveloped in an atmosphere that felt like a fever dream. She arrived at the abandoned pier, where they planned to meet. The screech of the wind matched her heartbeat, the impending darkness morphing into an embrace. He awaited her, an alluring figure painted by moonlight. You came, his voice low and inviting. I did, she breathed, and at that moment fear and longing morphed into one thrilling whirlwind. Let's see how deep the shadows go, he said, holding out his hand. Stars twinkled above as they explored the obscured corners of the pier, stolen, exchanged in the fleeting light. Every moment, every brush off, brought Ryan closer to a truth she struggled to define. The thrill and darkness around him were, but so was the man who opened up to her, unraveling his past burdens, revealing against the dark backdrop of the night. Ryan, he whispered, his breath warm against. You're not afraid of me. Maybe I should be, she replied, her voice yet sincere. Or maybe you found something deep inside you, unfamiliar and exciting, a dance between shadows, isn't it? The weight of their shared laughter mingled with the silence that enveloped them. She sensed that the hadn't just her life, it awakened something dormant, something to leap into the unknown. As dawn broke, Ryan found herself entwined in his embrace. Those moments slipped away from the grasp of fear and chaos, revealing a connection that bore shadows and sunlight alike. The man Veda had captivated her in a way she couldn't fathom. He was both and entwined seamlessly. Will you stay with me, Ryan? He sought her gaze, uncertainty threading through his otherwise confident demeanor. Are you worthy of staying for? Ryan challenged, her heart balancing on the fine line of. Let me show you, he murmured, fingertips brushing against her cheek. In the gleaming, undecided moment, amidst shadows and snapshots, Ryan understood sometimes love finds you in the most unexpected of places. In the horror, allure, and dance with, she found herself transformed, ready to embrace the unknown. As the sun ascended, painting their world in hues of gold, she took his hand entwined with fragility and promise. A new adventure awaited, and maybe together they would navigate both the light and the dark, where shadows danced and love thrived, proving that sometimes it's not about the horror that surrounds you, but the beauty you discover within it.
밤의 고개를 숙여 천천히 빠져들어 너와 다시 만나면 다시 만나면 yeah.